Hello, Patrick. What a pleasure to have you here today as an injured athlete that would like to share your story with us. Patrick is coming from Ireland. He plays rugby in UK and USA, and he's famous for his sport achievements, and he's ready to share his patient experience with us. So, Patrick, what was the reason to use Game Ready, and how long ago that was done?
Hi, I'm Paddy, professional rugby player for Coventry Rugby Club and USA Eagles. To date, I've amassed more than 100 appearances for Coventry, Ampthill and Cornish Pirates in the English Championship, playing in the position of back row, and have 5 caps for USA to date. Most recently we played in the La Via Invitational Tournament, which had the likes of Portugal, Romania, Brazil, Spain and Georgia, and we won that competition as well. Wow. It also may be worth pointing out that my mum is one of your colleagues, so hi Mum. My rugby journey today hasn't been a smooth one, as any professional athlete or sports enthusiast knows. It comes with its highs and lows. So my journey started off down at my local rugby club in Kildare in Ireland, where my dad took me to my first rugby training session. I was about 5 years old at the time. And from there I went to school in Newbridge College. I played in the Leinster Schools Senior and Junior Cups. And then it was during this time when I first imagined the dream of playing professional rugby. I represented Leinster under 17s all the way up to under 20s, and it gave me a taste of professional rugby and really what I wanted to do. During the summer of 2017, an opportunity arose to join Northampton Saints Senior Academy, which would sort of allow me to start my professional rugby career. So it was a hugely exciting time for me. And then in 2018, I made my Premiership Cup debut. In March 2019, whilst out on loan at Bedford Blues, trying to gain some senior rugby experience, I suffered a significant knee injury. What happened was the player made a line break down the side, and I came across to try and make a cover and tackle. And all of a sudden, as I went in to make the tackle, the player turned and bumped me. And then instinctively, you put your foot back to sort of balance yourself. And at that time then, as I put my foot back, I'm not sure really how it happened or why it happened, but all of a sudden it felt like the top part of my leg, the bottom part of my leg and my kneecap all came apart and then smashed back in together. So it was a really scary time. I knew right away that I'd suffered a significant knee injury, but at the time, the extent of how bad it was unknown. I had major swelling in my knee after the game had finished, and I went to the game day physio and he inspected my knee and instructed that I start using Game Ready therapy because there was major swelling around the joints and the ligaments, and there was obviously a lot of pain as well at the time. So he instructed to use this regularly during the first phase of it, to reduce the swelling until I could have an MRI, because you're not able to have an MRI when the swelling is so large and so deep. So once the swelling had reduced, I was able to have my MRI, and unfortunately this revealed that I suffered a significant injury. I ruptured my anterior cruciate ligament, medial collateral ligament, 2 meniscus tears and a microfracture of the femur. So yeah, it was pretty bad at the time, and I'm pretty sore. And then later on after this, speaking with the consultant, I learned that this required surgical repair and an extensive period of long rehabilitation, which sometimes can take up to a year to complete. Sometimes people don't come back from this sort of injury as well.
Wow.
3 weeks after injury and after swelling had reduced due to constant Game Ready use, I went for knee reconstructive surgery in the Forties Clinic in London. This was then followed by 9 months of long rehabilitation, both at the rugby club and also at home.
Thanks, Patrick. What an amazing story. So, how was Game Ready introduced to you? Was by the surgeon, by physiotherapists?
Obviously, my mum works for Avanos, and Avanos supply Game Ready. So I've seen Game Ready growing up over the years, and now that they supply it, I see it quite regularly. So I knew about it previously, and also my game day physio and our physiotherapist at the rugby club use Game Ready every day to help rehabilitate players. The surgeon also recommended that I use Game Ready straight away, as I knew about the benefits for reducing swelling, reducing pain and improving recovery times for players as well. So having seen the success of Game Ready from my colleagues, from my fellow rugby players during their rehabilitation process, it was my choice then to add Game Ready to my recovery process going forward. So each day I'd use Game Ready for 2 rounds of 30 minutes usually. Obviously that's dependent on the soreness. If I need more time, then I'll use it for longer, or whether I have lots of inflammation. And I use this then throughout my entire recovery process after each day. so you then are ready for the next.
So Patrick, Game Ready really did work well for you during the recovery process, but can we just go a bit a step back and discuss about your surgical procedure and what happened after?
Yeah, so I was scheduled for surgery in March 2019 at the 40th Clinic in London with Dr. Andy Williams, who's a specialist in knee reconstructive surgery. So when I woke up from surgery, the first thing I saw wasn't the scars on my knee or the staples that was in it. It was actually the Game Ready sleeve. It was already on my knee and on. So it's been used for 30 minutes on and 30 minutes off consistently throughout the night. Because as you can imagine, there's lots of swelling and lots of pain initially as well. So this was really useful to help me cope with that. Game Ready was used wherever possible throughout the rehabilitation process to reduce the swelling and improve recovery time. As it's not possible to move on to the next set of exercises and the next process along the way, Game Ready was used after my strengthening exercises, my weightlifting, my jumping and running to really reduce that swelling and improve recovery time.
So Patrick, what has Game Ready allowed you to do that you haven't done before, think that matters to you?
Yeah, so my recovery objective when I first did the injury was between 10 and 12 months, and I came to this sort of figure with my physiotherapist and the consultants, and if I was able to achieve this, it'd be great. But also I was realistic that from my research that this injury, some players don't come back from, some players take even longer than that time frame to achieve. But with the help of the Game Ready and my physiotherapist and the consultant, I was able to overachieve this target that I set for myself and return within 9 months to playing the game that I love. The benefit of using Game Ready instead of ice was clear. So on some days when I was training and rehabilitating, there was only 3 Game Readies for almost 45 players, and as you know, everyone would want to be able to use Game Ready if they had the opportunity to. The difference with ice or an ice bag is that it doesn't provide the compression and it doesn't provide the cooling sensation and the reduction in inflammation straight away like the Game Ready is able to provide. But I was quite lucky I had a Game Ready at home, and it basically allowed me to do this at home and also whilst I'm at the club. Injury can be a long and lonely time for players, and it's probably the toughest place to be as a rugby player when you're not able to do what you love. You spend days and hours in the physio room and you see all your teammates and all your friends out on the pitch playing, and you just want to be back out there again. So Game Ready has allowed me to get back on the pitch, doing what I love and playing rugby again. After 9 months of rehabilitation, I was back on the pitch playing against Yorkshire Carnegie again. This time I was representing Cornish Pirates, but it felt so good to be back doing what I love with all of my friends.
Patrick, this is an amazing story. So you went back and play against the same team where you have the injury. So what was the Game Ready impact on you and your family?
Yeah, so Game Ready has a significant impact on helping me get a quicker recovery and returning back to normal life first, and then obviously professional sport. Initially I was unable to walk or weight bear for the first 6 weeks. So obviously this provided a significant burden on my family, and they had to provide everything for me. Throughout the recovery process, my knee did become inflamed most days. This is because of the introduction of new exercises, and you're constantly trying to make progress on it, so swelling is inevitable. My physios recommended between 30 and 60 minutes after each session to reduce the swelling, reduce any pain, and allow me to sort of progress to the next set of exercises the following day. Every day that I used Game Ready, I knew that I was making progress and getting back to doing what I love, because I was reducing the inflammation, I was progressing on my exercises. I knew that every time I used it, I'm getting closer to being back on the pitch. And it was also great for your mental health, because it can be a lonely place when you don't know when you're going to be back, but at least if you have these small gains every time you use it, you're getting back to doing what you love as quick as possible.
Oh, Patrick, thanks for sharing this amazing story with us and letting us know the benefits of Game Ready therapy. That will be beneficial for other athletes and patients, and looking forward to see you again on the pitch.